Now, the number of people going to hospital with rat bites has doubled in the last 5 years. Some experts are blaming the rise on cuts to council-funded pest control operations. The British Pest Control Association says almost a fifth of local authorities offer no pest control at all. Paul Bates is the managing director of Cleankill Pest Control. Hello, Paul.
Hi, Stephen.
I'm terrified of these things. Absolutely terrified. How common is it to be bitten by rats?
It's not actually that common. I've been in the industry for 30 odd years, and when rats do bite somebody, then it tends to make the press. The number of rats most certainly are increasing. We're getting more and more call-outs. Rats tend to be more scared of you than you are of them. You're slightly bigger than they are.
I need to ask you this. It sounds crazy, right? My father was always winding me up to the extent that I don't know if it was a wind-up or not. But he told me as a little boy that if a rat ever bit you and you killed it, it still has lockjaw, right? And he told me this story of someone having to go to hospital with a rat hanging from it, hanging from the person. Do these things have lockjaw? This is a crazy question, Paul, but I need to know. Do they hang on to you if they're dead? Do their jaws lock?
No, I would think you could get rid of them, but if you do get bitten by a rat, then yes, you do need to go to hospital fairly quickly.
Because it's dangerous, the poison and the vermin, obviously, what it is carrying. If the council aren't dealing with the rat problem, then this is going to have a knock-on effect, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, councils have no statutory duty to carry out pest control, but then on the other hand, it's illegal to knowingly harbour pets under the Prevention of Damage by Pests Act. There's nowadays fewer councils doing pest control, and the ones that are left are charging more and more. Most of the rat problems tend to be in the poorer areas where people can't afford to pay. So people are trying to do it themselves, not putting down enough poison, which is then building up resistance in the rats. So we're getting left with more and more rats which are resistant to the poisons. So therefore, the numbers of rats are increasing.
How many baby rats do those things have at one time?
8 to 10 is maximum. Under normal conditions, there's a very high infant mortality rate, so maybe only 1 or 2 of those will survive. But over the last 2 or 3 years, we've had very, very mild winters. Therefore, there's been much less of this natural mortality. Therefore, many more rats are being seen around. Last year, of course, we had the floods, which pulled all the rats out of their natural burrows, and they start being seen then in compost bins in back gardens.
Are they getting bigger?
Once again, that tends to make the press that people are saying they're seeing the supersized rats. In our opinion, rats are still much the same size. What we call a super rat within the pest control industry are the ones that are becoming resistant to all the poisons that we have naturally. Quite often we're now having to revert back to good old-fashioned rat traps.
What's the biggest rat you've caught?
How long's a piece of string? A normal rat, sort of probably 6 to 8 inches in body size, and then the same again with the tail. But they've got very big rear ends, and as they run, they look very large anyway. So people think they're much larger than they are. With the pest control industry, rats get this bad publicity. I mean, we often find that squirrels do far more damage, but because it's got a lovely fluffy tail, people tend to think of them as a much more cuddly creature. But if you shave its tail, it's actually a rat.
All right, enough of this. Paul Bates, thank you very much. Managing Director of Cleankill Pest Control. Thank you. Let's get the news now at 28 minutes past 11.